Hey guys, this is Justin, and welcome to Nova. In our first video, we talked about what Nova was as a whole. In the second video, we talked about what the N in Nova stood for, which is navigation. And then we talked a little bit about how navigation plays a huge part in working your way to any goal that it is that you would like to achieve. In this video, we're going to talk about the O in Nova. So the O stands for overcome. Now, when we talk about overcome, we're talking about things like your everyday run-of-the-mill obstacles. If you're running a business, you have your finances that you have to worry about. Sometimes your employees, sometimes you have vendors you have to deal with. If we're talking about your personal life, your relationship, you have your spouse, your partner, your children, your parents, grandparents, cousins, nieces, nephews. Don't forget Fluffy and Fido. All of these have their own little things that they play and can actually affect what it is that you do in your life, and therefore create an obstacle that could just kind of throw things off a little bit. If we're talking about work, your boss, your coworkers, somebody took your pudding, you're getting tired of it. These are real obstacles. And I know what you're thinking. Somebody took my pudding isn't an obstacle in the workplace. It is if you want to whoop their butt. So, these are the real things that you have to deal with on a regular basis. Your vehicle, it's supposed to have 4 tires, but somebody decided to relieve you of one. How do you deal with these things? I'm just going to kind of touch on a few things before I get to the real number one obstacle in life, which is, I'll tell you later. When dealing with family, it gets really difficult when you have your obstacles, because communication is key. I suck at communicating. I really do. There's times when I actually think that I said something and I didn't say anything. And my wife looked at me and she's like, "Where are we going? I told you we was going to the store." "Well, I don't think you did." "Well, in my mind I did." But it was an obstacle that I had to overcome so that we can smooth out our communication skills. So when you're dealing with family matters, your children, your spouse, your partner, anything like that, you're going to have communication barriers. And it's important to understand that everybody is an individual and everybody have their own opinions. Now, we're not going to like other people's opinions and they're not going to like ours. So the obstacle in dealing with your personal life, your family life, is to be able to get your point across without being devastating to the person that you're speaking to. Now, if you're running a business, that holds a whole nother level of obstacles because it's not just you. You have employees you have to worry about. You have vendors you have to worry about. Sometimes you have investors you have to worry about. And every single person that you talk to, you need to approach in a different manner. There's some people that you have to talk to in a nicer manner than you have to talk to other people. There's some people that you have to talk to with kid gloves, while others you have to be really firm. Now, I know what I'm saying can seem like a lot, but I promise you it all ties in towards the end of the video. Now, when it comes to your work life, it's just like if you owned a business. You have to be nicer to some people, you have to be more firm with other people, and you have to be able to control what it is that you say and do on a regular basis. These are your everyday life obstacles. Now, most of us, we can navigate our obstacles fairly easy. Most of the time to us, it seems like, well, it's common sense. Somebody says something disrespectful to me, I can just let them know, hey, I don't appreciate the way you talk to me, or you can choose not to say anything at all. But there are 2 type of immobilizers that will completely derail every attempt to overcome obstacles that comes your way. 2. Now, the first one is definitely a crippler, and that is you speak before you think. This is what I like to call a filter-free zone. Now, because of that one little trait that a lot of us don't even realize we have, Some of us do know we have it and we just don't care. We just let whatever pops into our head just fly right on our mouths and give zero cares about it. The filter-free zone can cripple just about anything that you try to do in life because your words hold power. It doesn't matter what it is that you truly say. Just about anything that comes out of your mouth can be taken out of context, can be twisted and made to be said. So the filter-free zone, it can cripple you. I mean, the words that you say hold so much power. Your words, now when I say words, it's not just your spoken words. It's words that you send in text, it's words that you send in email, and I mean, even words that you sign if you can do sign language. I mean, what you say is very important. So it's very important that you take time and consideration before you put it out to where anybody can hear it or read it. Now, the second one is devastating, and that one is fear. Fear will cripple and immobilize you when it comes to any obstacles that you have in life. If you are not careful, fear will keep you strapped into whatever situation you're in, and you will not be able to get out of it because you are too afraid. Now, you look it up. Fear can stand for a lot of different things. My favorite one is, I'm not going to use the actual word, but my favorite is forget everything and run. Now, when fear starts to creep in, it brings in what's known as the fight or flight situation. I mean, it is, and I know what you guys are thinking, damn, this just took a dark turn. Not really. When you look at the things that can come into your life and cause discomfort and just kind of throw things off, it's common for you to feel like, well, you know what, I'm gonna stay in here and I'm gonna fight for what it is that I'm trying to do. Or, you know what, it doesn't matter, I'll just go and try to do something else. And you do not want to do either. And I know what you're thinking. Well, shouldn't I fight for what it is that I believe in? No, because when you start to fight for something that you want, you become irrational. You need to be able to make rational decisions. So you need to remove the fear so that you can rationally think about what it is that you're trying to do. Now, again, like I said, forget everything and run. When you get into the flight state of fear, I mean, it's almost irrecoverable. By the time you realize that it was actually just a small issue, a lot of times it's been too much time that's gone by and there's nothing that you can do to recover the situation. There's a plethora of things that can come in and become obstacles in whatever it is that you're trying to do in life. There are two specific instances where your obstacles can be devastating. One, you have a filter-free zone. You have to keep in mind what it is that you say, whether you speak it out loud or you put it on paper or email and send it out into the universe. You have to be aware of everything that you say. You just can't say whatever the first thing that pops into your mind, because sometimes that can be counterproductive to whatever it is that you are trying to do. Think first, think again, write it down, then say it. Second, fear. Fear, like I said, is, in my opinion, the most devastating. It will cripple you and it will keep you where you're at, and you won't be able to figure out how to move forward or even get back to the situation you were in the first place. And the reason that fear is so dangerous, it can incite your fight or flight mode. And when you start to fight without a filter, you can make irrational decisions and it will do more harm than good. And if you choose the flight option, then you just kind of take off without having any direction, how you're going to handle anything. You're just running frantically from one situation and possibly into a bad situation. So there you have it, guys. Overcoming obstacles can be super easy or it can be super hard. It really just depends on how you, one, deal with the way you communicate with others, and two, deal with fear, how fear affects you. You get these two things down, you overcome your fear in your filter-free zone, and you'll be able to conquer just about any obstacle that comes your way. Again, guys, I'm just here, just trying to spread a little bit of extra information that some of us it never crossed our mind. So there you have it, guys. Navigate and overcome. It's just that simple, right? No, it's not that simple. If it was, then we all be doing it already, but it's a start. So remember, you need to navigate and overcome before you can achieve your goals. The next video, we're going to work on our double V's. Not double U's, the double V's and the N.O.V.A. So we have value, and visualize. Until then, guys, don't just shine, go Nova.